try to empower you to even be able to laugh yourself in your own home, so, or wherever you're at. So I wouldn't say I'm a comedian, but I do like funny things. So maybe we'll get some giggles along the way.
Wonderful. And we'll get started.
Yeah, so my name is Lily Meese, and I'm going to share the screen here of our presentation today. I am really thankful to do this presentation because it just reminded me, I'm the owner of Stepping Forward, and it just reminded me how important it is to laugh, and how laughter is really a protective mechanism. And so today we're going to really talk about a little bit about stress, different types of stress, why laughter is important, and then ways to laugh more. And the most important part is the implementation of actually doing it, because knowledge is power, I believe, when you implement it, and it can really change your life. So, you know, stress is really, we are in a bubble of stress. I think most of us are stressed because of COVID and the way that our life has changed. And then there's, you know, there's definitions of stress being acute and chronic. So it's really a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or demanding circumstances. So you guys have probably heard of acute stress and chronic stress. Acute stress happens when there's a particular stressful event. It happens quickly. It doesn't usually last long. And the events are sometimes severe. Sometimes they're just, they're definitely a crisis. And it's almost like an interruption in your life unexpectedly. And it's short-lived. And chronic stress is really more of the emotional pressure for a prolonged period of time in which an individual perceives that they really don't have any control, almost like they feel like a victim. And you know, both of these stresses can certainly have health issues. And so I think of stress as, you know, it's part of life. I mean, unless you don't have a pulse and you're not breathing and you're not here, you're not going to have stress. It's funny because I went to an assisted living one time and did stress management talk, and I said, how many people do not have stress in here? And one guy he raised his hand, and I thought, wow. So I repeated it again because I thought maybe he's hard of hearing. And so I said, how many people do not have stress in here? And, you know, don't have stress. And he raised his hand, and I said, sir, you don't have any stress? And he goes, nope. He goes, they cook, they clean, they do everything here for me. My life is pretty much stress-free. So unless you're in a really good assisted living or somebody's taking care of you, most of us have some stress in our lives. And really how we deal with it is important. And so laughter is actually considered a protective mechanism that, that helps us to know how to deal with stress. And so the more, you know, why laughter is important, it is like medicine because it does a lot of things for us that helps us with our health, physically, emotionally, mentally, relationally, etc. So some of the physical and mental benefits of laughter is it improves your sleep quality and it helps treat insomnia. It helps you to be more open-minded, more creative. It protects against heart disease because of the blood pressure and the oxygen getting to the heart, and also for your sleep as well. It improves your memory and brain function for the same reasons. It boosts problem solving and creativity. So think about it, when you're stressed, you're so stressed about the situation that you're not really being able to think outside the box. When you're more relaxed and you kind of keep things in perspective, you're able to problem solve, and actually your creativity goes up. So, you know, during this COVID season, we have had to do a lot of workarounds, a lot of pivoting, and a lot of, you know, changing our whole life in a lot of ways. So, you know, being stressed is one thing, but what you do with it is another thing. Laughter improves your immune system. It actually helps fight cancer. It releases endorphins and improves your mood. So instead of, you know, they call laughter like it's like you're exercising inside internally, because it does so much that it would do if you would exercise on you know, outside. Reduces depression and anxiety. I don't know if I've ever seen a person laughing and being depressed at the same time. You know, or being anxious and being depressed, you know, anxious and then laughing at the same time. You really don't see that. So it really helps to reduce the depression and anxiety. It helps with pain management. One of the interesting things is that it doesn't actually take away your pain, but it helps you to be distracted from your pain. So your pain level might still be a 3 or 4, but you're not really focused on it as much because you're focused on laughing or humor or interacting. We mentioned about lowering your blood pressure and your blood sugars as well. Does anybody have any comments? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We
Okay,
can
great.
see you, Lily.
Okay, good, because you guys are going to be a little bit interactive as well. So we're going to get you guys somewhat involved here. So stress, you know, is a barrier that keeps us from laughter and enjoying humor. So think about it. When you are stressed, you're not having a good time usually. You're focused on your situation, and it doesn't mean that you ignore it, but you learn how to deal with it without letting it consume you. So laughter is really good. Humor is really good to help you kind of get a better perspective on things. And it really helps you to be able to laugh and deal with stress and enjoy the humor that we need in our life. The social benefit of laughter and humor, it strengthens relationships. Think about people you hang around with and how they make you laugh, and you just want to be with them more. We don't want to be around people who are toxic, who are negative, who drag us down, talk about the problems, complain. You know, if you got friends like that, you probably need to look at and reevaluate, you know, getting some people in there that bring some levity to life, that bring some humor to life. Yeah, they still take life serious, but they really don't take themselves serious, and they have a better perspective. You have a positive emotional connection. It attracts us to others, and others are attracted to us. It creates a positive bond. So think about the times when you are laughing with somebody and how you just remember that time together. It also enhances teamwork. You know, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So when you're laughing and enjoying each other, you want to go to work, and you want to be productive, and you're excited about being with your team. It also helps to diffuse conflict. So one of the things, you know, like if me and my husband get in a little, you know, scuffle or whatever, I try to bring some humor to it, because really, if you look at it in 5 years, it is not going to really matter, whatever we're talking about. And we can agree to disagree. So it kind of helps to diffuse some of the conflict. It promotes group bonding. It also shifts your perspective. So you see things in a I think a broader perspective, more of a truer perspective about things. And it definitely helps you to relax and recharge. So it does so much for our social, as well as physical, as well as mental. So, and you know, there's so many opportunities to laugh and to engage. So these are just some ideas, and I want to hear from you all, what you guys do for some of the things to bring some humor and laughter in your own life. But these are just some ideas I thought about. You could host a game night with friends, and you could actually do it virtual as well. Playing with a pet brings laughter. Has anybody ever heard of going to a laughter yoga class?
No, let's have one.
Okay, the Cancer Center, and I don't know how they're doing it now, probably virtual, but a laughter yoga class, you go there and you actually just, it seems like you kind of force yourself to start laughing, or somebody starts laughing. And when somebody starts laughing, another person laughs and another person wants to find out what's going on. And before you know it, you guys are all laughing. And I had a news clip. We could share it with you, send it to you via email because we couldn't upload it. But it's all these people on the news. And the news, you got to be polished, you got to be right. But it's all the kind of bloopers and news anchors that are laughing at different stories, at animals, at different things, and it's really funny. So you start hearing somebody laugh, and then you start to laugh. So that's what the laughter yoga is about. You're in this room, and you start. It almost seems forced at first, and then pretty soon you're laughing, and you're not even knowing why you're laughing. You're laughing because everybody else is laughing. So you got to try it. And one of the ways you can try it, since you can't go to the laughter yoga, is you can download, and I'll talk about this in a minute, is there's some laughter apps that I actually downloaded the other day. And they're different people and I don't know, different emotions and different emojis, and they're different laughter tones. And so it just starts, and you could actually add it to a ringtone when somebody calls you. So that's another way to do it. Goofing around with children. I think children, they don't worry nearly as much as we do. So just enjoying children and having fun with them, doing something silly, something you wouldn't normally do, making time for fun activities. So really incorporating that in your everyday life. We work, we sleep, we exercise, but we have to make time for fun. Whether it's bowling or miniature golf or karaoke. How many like karaoke? Do I get any takers? There's also,
I love karaoke.
All right, karaoke's fun, and it's kind of like not taking yourself too serious. So what? You can't sing. You're enjoying yourself, and you have fun with karaoke. It's hilarious. Top Golf is great. Good comedy is awesome. Some more opportunities is watching a funny movie or a TV show or comedy skits. I used to watch King and Queens, the King and Queens a lot. I like their comedy, but just seeing something that, is not heavy. When me and my husband are looking for a movie, I'm like, let's just watch something light and funny. We need it. Going to a comedy club, if maybe in the near future, watching improv. Has anybody ever heard of Not Burnt Out, Just Unscrewed? Well, Not Burnt Out, Just Unscrewed is an improv here in Tucson. And you can actually look them up, and you can actually, I think they charge a nominal fee, and you can watch them via video. The best $5 date my husband took me to was to go watch the Not Burnt Out, Just Unscrewed. So it's just improv. It's clean improv, and they have things for, more mature audiences later. But it's hilarious, and it's never the same. It's never the same kind of improv, and it's just amazing how they do that. Reading funny stories for us, I guess, older folks, reading the funnies, seeking out funny people. We talked about that, and when you meet with people, make it part of your communication. Here's a good idea. So ask people, Kenya, what is the funniest thing that has happened to you today? This week or in your life?
Today? Well, honestly, on Friday, I fell. On Friday, we went to Top Golf, and I fell when I was trying to hit the ball.
Oh my gosh. That's, I hope you didn't get hurt. I'll tell you the funny thing that I was having.
It was fine, and I was over too.
I tell you the funny thing that happened to me this morning. I have a little group in the morning that I do on Monday mornings. It's It's actually a Bible study group.
Hello?
And this, yeah, can you hear us?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yes, Regina?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay. So the funny
Okay.
thing was this morning when so we're having this group meeting, and it's, you know, Zoom, and the ladies in the RV, and her husband doesn't know that the Zoom is on, and so he opens the door, and there he is in his skivvies. Oh, no. And I think he realizes that his wife is on Zoom and everybody could see him, and he shuts the door. I'm going, oh boy, that was funny. Anyway, invite, ask for some humor, you know, and ask people, invite them in the conversation. Share a good joke or a funny story. They say that if you include 15 minutes of laughter daily, it actually has a physiological benefit on your life. So think about ways that you can include at least 15 minutes of laughter daily, just like you do, like everybody does, right? 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week, right? From the American Heart Association, that's about 150 minutes. So you exercise for your body, but this is exercise for inside, and it benefits your body as well, as we talked about. Check out a bookstore humor section. Some of the memes that people have, they're kind of funny, or they call them GIFs, GIFs. Those are funny to send to people. I like doing that. So other opportunities is take yourself less seriously. Sometimes we're way too serious, and when we make a mistake, instead of just beating ourselves up, just, you know, just laugh about it. Don't take yourself too serious. And you know, it's not good to laugh at people, but it's okay to laugh at yourself. Laughing at situations versus complaining. Thinking about the funny stuff around you. Surround yourself with reminders to lighten up. So having some funny things around your desk, around your house, that make you, they make you smile. Keep things in perspective and count your blessings. Download laughter apps and funny ringtones. I did that on, it was a Sunday or Saturday. Oh my gosh, I spent so much time on it. It was ridiculous. But I got some really good ringtones for my husband and different people that kind of fit their personality. And the laughter apps were really funny. Pay attention to children and emulate them. So it's okay to be like them once in a while. So here we go. So we all have funny moments in life. I want to see if we have a few volunteers on this Zoom call to share their funny memories or moments in life. So, do I have any takers? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. So Kenya, how many people you have on here? 15?
We have 13 attendees, and they all have the availability to unmute themselves.
Okay. Do we have any brave souls? It doesn't have to be that grand. It could just be something that kind of tickled you.
I'll go. This is Amber. Hi.
Hi, Amber.
Oh, this is something that happened that was very embarrassing, and so when we're in the phone on hands-free and we have our headsets in, we have a lot of phones have the ability to do auto dictation. You know, so instead of texting somebody while you're driving, you can speak into the microphone and you can send a text that way. So I received a phone call while I was driving from one of my best friends, and I wanted to let her know, you know what, I'm driving, I'll call you when I get to where I'm going. So I said that. I said, I'm driving right now. I'll text you back when I get to the restaurant. And right before I hit send, somebody cut right in front of me. So I ended up sending a text that said, I'm driving right now. I'll text you when I get to the restaurant, you stupid idiot. And I was mortified, like mortified.
Oh,
I had to
no.
pull over right away. And she said, you know what, don't even worry about it. It made me laugh. I knew you would have done this.
That's the thing about the text, you know, you can't take them back.
No.
Once you send it out, it's too late.
No.
That's a good one. I love it. I love it. All right, come on. Anybody else? You gotta have those funny moments. That's good. Kenya, what about on your side for the Harmony Hospice group?
I don't know. Let me go ahead and see who's on here. Deb is very colorful. Deb, do you have a funny story to
Come on,
share with
Deb.
us?
Well, hi, it's Deb.
Hey,
One
Deb.
of the first things I thought of when you asked the question was back when we all went in offices and way back when we wore pantyhose and heels and skirts. And
Yeah.
I went in to use the ladies' room, and it was
Oh.
a really floofy skirt. And somehow the skirt got tucked into my pantyhose.
Oh, no.
And so when I came out of the restroom and was walking down the hall in all my glory, one of our aides said, Deb, you have a little problem here. Although it's a very nice view, I don't know that all the other people will want to see it. So I was showing my assets.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I've heard some stories like that with toilet paper, you know, trailing.
Oh, yeah.
Not good. Not good. I'm trying to think. There's a couple times I've gone into the men's restaurant by accident. And I'm like, urinals? I don't think they put these in the, I don't think they put these in the women's bathroom. I've done that. I've done a funny things. It's just like, Lily, you're something.
My husband, this is Cynthia. My
Yeah.
husband was a musician, country music musician for 40 years and
Yeah.
played in the bars. And he came home one night and he woke me up and he said, the most embarrassing thing in my life happened tonight. And I said, what was that? And he's this very humble, modest individual. And he says, I coughed on stage and spit my teeth on the dance floor. And they were working in a rowdy bar. They were playing in a rowdy bar that had this wooden gate, wooden fence type thing around him. So he had to climb over this fence to get out and rescue his teeth in the middle of the dance floor. Put him in backwards.
Oh, no.
Couldn't get him out to turn him around. And so his cohort on the stage, of course, made a big scene of it and, you know, turned it into a huge humorous situation. But for him, the most embarrassing thing in the world. But
Oh,
it
man.
was some laughs.
And you know what? At least he found them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
And
expensive.
one piece with everybody on the dance floor.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh my gosh. What about you guys who have pets? Has any of your pets done some funny things? Pets is something. Kenya, I know you have a couple of dogs.
My dogs are always embarrassing me. And I think puppy, she thinks Erin loved her. But the problem is I had to buy a special type of lead muscle for her. She has a special collar so I can pull on.
Oh,
But she yelps like I'm killing her at the park.
oh no.
She looks at me like, what's wrong with your dog? And I'm like, well, she did fall out of the car once, so.
Oh man. I know animals are so funny. Sometimes my husband will put on like the cat videos on TV, and we'll just watch cats or animals do some funny things. It's like, oh my gosh. And even kids. Remember that show, Candid Camera? And I'm kind of dating myself. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so funny with those kids, or just even adults being caught off guard. So yeah, that's great. Anybody else? All right, we'll come around back if you think of something. But it's funny to share your stories, you know, because it does bring joy to other people. So think about incorporating 15 minutes at least of laughter every day. You know, whenever I talk to people, they always say, "Lily, you're so funny," because we grew up with a lot of humor in my family. All right, let's move on. The video we can't see, but we'll send this out to you. It's news anchors that can't stop laughing. It's so funny. It's only like 9 minutes long, but it's different news anchors that have different scenarios and different, you know, topics that they talk about. Some talk about animals, some talk about just the wildest things, and they just can't stop laughing. It's hilarious. So I want to just, you know, in kind of closing, kind of keep it brief today. I want you guys to think about, you know, list 1 or 2 ways more laughter can help you physically. So how can laughter help you physically 1 or 2 ways? Do you guys remember any of the, that slide that talked about the physical?
Better sleep.
Better sleep, yep. What else?
Less stress and anxiety.
Less stress, anxiety, depression, amen. What else?
Lowers your blood pressure.
Yep, exactly. And your blood sugars. What else?
Use endorphins.
Increase endorphins. Yep. So it kind of goes into like your brain power, right? It helps you with just having better memory and the neurons. Anything else about physical? Let me see if I can go back to it.
Physical fitness for your internal organs.
That's right. It's like jogging on a treadmill for internally. That's right. Internal exercise. It improves your immune system. You see that? They actually show studies that it helps to fight cancer. That's probably why the Cancer Center adopted the laughter yoga laughter. And it also helps to decrease pain, right? Because it distracts you. I have a friend that, a neighbor that he's so funny, but he's in hospice. And so we went over there, and my husband and I think it was on Friday, and the wife is kind of taking turns for people to visit him. But we had some chuckles with him because he's just a funny guy, and he just, he enjoys humor so much. And I know that the time that we had was special to him and to us. List 1 or 2 ways more laughter can help you emotionally or mentally. You guys remember that? Anybody can remember that?
Improves memory. It can help improve memory.
Memory. Here, I'll give you a, it also helps you with being more creative, more open-minded. Because think about it, when you're stressed, you can't really problem solve. So it really helps you to problem solve. Exactly.
It's
What
hard-
about, go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's hard to be depressed when you're laughing.
That's right.
Depressed.
I tell people, if you're laughing and you're depressed at the same time, that's a whole different mental health issue. But normally, you're not gonna be laughing and being depressed and being anxious. Exactly.
Better coping with pain.
Yep, better coping with pain. Yeah, absolutely. It distracts you from that. That's kind of interesting. What about listing 1 or 2 ways more laughter can help you socially?
Diffuses conflicts.
Right, that's good. What else?
If you feel uncomfortable at a gathering,
Mhm.
somebody tells a joke, then it kind of makes it so that you can go on with your,
Kind of lightens things up.
lighten things up.
The tension is like, they used to have this commercial on, and the guy was getting in trouble for I guess the wife was asking him a question, kind of like maybe, where were you last night? And so his answer was always, who wants cake? And so it's like when you get in a tough situation to say, hey, who wants cake? Oh my gosh. All right, socially, it also helps with teamwork?
Yes.
Yeah, it helps you guys to connect. And even relationships, if you think about it, do you want to be around a person that's depressed? Or would you rather be around somebody that is just adds levity and just you have a good time with? So here's a slide here. Promotes group bonding, attracts others to us, positive emotional connection. It's interesting that when people have these dating sites and they have these requests, they go, I want somebody that makes me laugh. I want somebody that has a good sense of humor, so it's important. All right, last question. So how will you adopt 1 or 2 ways, and I want you to think about this, you're going to create more opportunities, because you have to be intentional about it, for laughter in your life? This is probably the most important question. Starting today, try 15 minutes, try 5 minutes. So how are you going to do more of that? I gave you a plethora, and we could send you this PowerPoint as well, of ideas.
I just
resonates?
uploaded one of your laughter apps.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Awesome. Awesome. When you hear them, you're really going to be starting laughing.
Funny
Because-
LOL.
That's great. Okay, so you're gonna try that app and see how it goes. Love it. Who else?
All I have to do is
I
listen to my
like to
husband.
work out now. Oh, sorry, Elaine.
It's all right. All I have to do is listen to my husband. He tells me jokes every day.
Okay. So maybe listen to him even more.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Go ahead, Kenya.
I like to listen to stand-up comedy when I.
Stand-up comedy? Yeah, so you're already doing some of that already. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. Anybody else?
I would call my friend back home because she always makes me laugh.
So maybe having more contact with her.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I like that. What else?
I also have a friend for maybe the last 35 years. We talk daily, almost daily anyhow. And we have these age-old, like private jokes that work their way into our conversations and really sometimes just call to laugh. And some days are better laughs than others. And we always end by going, oh my gosh, that felt so good.
Exactly. Well, if you think about the physiological, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, all the benefits of it, I mean, it truly does, the whole thing about laughter does good like medicine. was proposed by, I think he was a surgeon. He did this laughter does good like medicine. And he wanted people to, for their status post recovery for surgery, he wanted them to recover better. And so he included that. It's like that show, it's like that old movie Patch Adams. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Robin Williams, who was a physician and believed laughter brought healing. And so, think about it. If it's really true, right? If it is like medicine, would you skip your medicine? I hope nobody does that. No, I take my medicine the way I should. Most people do. And so why do we skip this? Because we don't think it's maybe that important, or maybe we're allowing stress to really steal from us from having laughter and humor in our lives. We're so stressed about things that we can't do anything about a lot of times. So we might as well try to use laughter as just a healthy coping. So maybe think about it as that, as really something that you may have to think it through and be more intentional about it because you're not used to doing it. So that's why that last question is like, okay, so how are you going to adopt maybe just one thing? I'm going to watch less news and watch maybe comedy a week or something, or I'm going to call a friend, like you said, who makes me laugh, or I'm going to send a funny meme or they call them GIFs to my husband more often, just to make them smile. So really you want to prescribe it for yourself, like I said, at least 15 minutes a day. And if not 15 minutes, just work up to it, right? 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Anybody else have any ideas to create more opportunities for laughter in your life? Maybe check out the laughter yoga. All right.
That's laughter yoga.
Laughter yoga.
Mm-hmm.
It's and I don't know if they're doing it right now because of the COVID, but you can do it virtually. Is basically the cancer center has a group where they go in there and it's almost like I was explaining earlier, it's almost like somebody starts laughing and you kind of force yourself almost to laugh, or it feels kind of forced, but somebody starts laughing and then another person starts laughing and you're just all in there giggling and laughing. Because when you hear one person laugh and then you kind of, it sounds funny, like those news anchors that I will send you, and then you'll start laughing and I want to know what they're laughing about, and you'll just start laughing because it just sounds so funny and ridiculous, so you'll start laughing. So that's what laughter yoga is. If you just go in there and you guys all start laughing together. But you can do it by yourself as well. Just don't let your neighbors hear that too loud. Anyway, all right. Moving on, I just wanted to say that, God has the most amazing plan for your life. I love this, just to kind of remind me that it's going to get better. Things are going to get better. These are some of the health and wellness education topics that's stepping forward. We're a health and wellness educators. And so we provide a lot of education on different holistic topics. My goal is to help people to stay healthy, stay out of the hospital, and improve their quality of life. So if you guys have any requests, let us know. We'll be happy to do it virtually. We used to do it a lot of face-to-face. And then there's my info. And I want to thank you for your time and just hanging out with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lily, I want to thank you. You're awesome. You're always helping us. You're always participating. I will go ahead and forward Lily's PowerPoint presentation over to everyone.
Great.
So that everyone can access the hyperlink, take a look, and then have Lily's contact information. And once again, thank you everybody for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Lily.
You're welcome.